Right, we're live.
Uh,
What up?
what up, bro?
What up?
Yeah,
It's the Brow Chat.
surprise,
Did you,
yeah.
have you looked? Have you looked? I actually did for the last Brow Chat that we did. I made like a special kind of what's it called?
Cover.
Thumbnail thing. Yeah, cover.
I think I did. I
It's
can't remember.
been no, I've literally done it this morning.
I did.
so,
I did. I did.
so you haven't. What up, peeps in the YouTuberverse?
Uh,
If you didn't catch the last one, this is you know who I am, obviously. I'm
you know what
Steve,
it is.
and this is my mate Mark. We've already done one of these. Mark wanted to do another one.
It kills some time, doesn't it, mate?
In this lockdown.
That's what life's about. Killing time.
So we've got one person in the chat. Hi, Malcolm. Got 4 people watching.
I can't see the chat again.
Are you on the? I honestly don't know. I'm not even going to pretend that I know how you get it up. There should be a
I don't
kind of
anymore.
live chat, I think.
Funny. I can't. No, it's giving me comments, but it's not saying anyone's here.
So, where it says comments, it should be to your left. It is on mine. No.
No, don't say nothing. I'm on a Chromebook, so I've upgraded to a Chromebook. I've had a bit of an internet problem, so like my phone, smashed my phone,
Oh,
and it's proper smash. Like it's to the point where you can't really see the screen. Like the screen's not damaged, like the LCD's still working, but the glass is just shattered. And it's like it's really bad because you're sliding up and you can feel it serrating your thumb.
how'd you do that? Just that
It
work?
just fell off the chair. Fell off the chair. I've dropped this so many times and it's never broke. And it landed must have landed perfectly face down and just shattered it.
I did that on holiday. You know, like if you go abroad, if you've got those tiled floors.
Yeah.
Like I've dropped my phone 1,000 times, and I was on the toilet. It was on my knee, and it just perfectly fell flat on the screen. As soon as it hit the floor, I was like, "Oh, I know."
That's the first phone I've ever broke.
Hmm.
I've never broke a phone. I've had like phones I've dropped it, but I've never broke one. But I used to change. Second. Only that phone.
It's only this phone. I've done it twice with this phone, and then I've had to have it replaced.
It's annoying, man, because like I used to like mend my own phones. I mean, iPhones are easy to mend, but anything where the screen's glued to the back is just a ball ache. So I asked a guy on the estate how much he charged to change the screen, and it was almost as much as what the phone was brand new. So what's the point? It's a Samsung A40.
Yeah,
it's a funny one because you can buy, if it's an A40S, you can buy an entire new front assembly for like £35. But for some reason, the A40, it's £100 to buy a new digitizer and glass and everything. So
I did it with Lacey's phone. I dropped Lacey's. Hers is only it's like a cheap pay as you go Samsung, and I dropped hers. So I was like, I'm gonna have to. I'll pay to get it fixed, and I took it to the place, and they said you might as well buy a new.
Yeah, worth it. Yeah, anything where the screen's like glued down, it's just a faff.
Yeah,
and if it's like an OLED screen, the screen's like paper thin. So as you're pulling the glass off, it's so easy to break the screen. They're like almost flexible when you take them off. It's the glass that gives it its strength. Yeah. So I just get another iPhone. Get like an iPhone 6. They're cheap, but they're really easy to repair.
I don't mind them. We got her an iPad for Christmas, but I hate that. I think I've spoken to you before about it. I hate that you've got to go to Apple in Birmingham to get any kind of freaking problem with them.
No, don't.
Every time when I had an iPhone, it was I'm going to take it all the way to Brum.
Yeah, they want you to do that. And then they'll try and like scalp you. There's a guy on I can't remember his name. He lives in New York, and he goes on about Apple. He took him to court with like a consortium of other people because he fixes iPads and stuff, and he had people like they'd come with like a failed screen. The screen had just gone off, and it was like one little tiny jumper thing that had just stopped working, or it had arced or something.
Yeah.
It'd take him like 5 minutes to fix it, and they were like, "Oh, I took this to Apple, and they wanted to charge me £900 for a new screen." And he went, "No, it's just this one little, it's a common problem, one little thing. I cleaned it up and it worked again." He actually
always had the problem. I always had the problem with the charger ports.
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't clean them out.
Yeah.
Get a lot of gunk in there, a lot of pocket fluff. Mine's not that bad.
It just ended up being loose. It just kept coming out.
They're really easy to fix. That's the thing with iPhone 6, and they're really cheap now. Now you can get an iPhone 7 for quite cheap. It's just I don't want an iPhone.
So how's work been?
It's all right. It's not that bad. It's not a terrible place to work. It's just it's cold because like I'm indoors, but it's all the doors are open. It's like a hardware place, so people just walk in. But at least I'm out. You know what I mean? I imagine you at the minute. I'd be climbing the walls at the minute if that was me.
It's starting to drive me mad. It's starting to drive me insane. It's just me and Liam at the minute. Lisa's gone to school for a bit, but yeah, it's just me and Liam. It's driving me insane. Just seems like the same day. Even when it comes to weekends, like I kind of look forward to when the wife's off because I'm like, oh, it's a different thing today. Although we're not doing anything, no, it's a different thing today. She's home. She's home today. It's boring the crap out of me. Homeschooling and just.
I've noticed like I'm still watching a few people's videos, not as much. I'm trying to calm down on YouTube, but you can see like people who work from home are just losing it. Like they're just sick of the same walls, and they're just no. I know. At least they can get it.
Yeah. There's no like ending sides either.
No.
I wouldn't mind if it was like a thing of like, maybe I don't know, they said
like they said, it's only to the end of April, you'll be fine after that. It ain't gonna this is gonna go on for weeks. As I said, some of my training's been cancelled, and it's just really annoying because I started this training so long ago, and it just keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And it's this one last little bit I need to do to finish everything off, and I can't do it.
Oh, is that for the
my driving? The last little bit of my driving qualification. I can't do it. One tiny little bit I need to do.
Do you need training for that, or like do you know what I mean? Like Michelle, for instance, she's doing the lessons for a car, but we're thinking she's going to have to do quite a few more lessons before she goes back to going for the test again. Like, will you have to have more lessons, or?
No. I've got a driving license. That's it. I've got it. I've got the license. I could go out right now.
Training on the vehicle.
No. It's literally it's basically the bit that I need to do now is you have to do so many hours of training in a year, and this is like the first chunk of the training that you have to do, and it's literally about like strapping things down and securing loads. It's not actually about driving the vehicle, and it's about doing checks. So making sure you have to legally do checks, and it's about making sure that you're doing all the checks properly. So they just show you how to do everything, and then you have to basically prove that you can do it. And it's like a little test thing at the end. It's like, you know, when like you do like a forklift license.
Yeah.
It's like anyone can drive a forklift. I mean, they're not difficult, but these are like where you have to do certain checks, and you have to show that you can do them, and you have to show that you can load onto a pallet properly and things like that. And it's basically about knowing how to distribute and proving that you can know how to distribute pallets on a truck and things. I've got a license. I could literally go out right now and jump in a HGV and drive it, but I couldn't do it professionally. Okay. I could buy my own HGV and drive it for myself, but I couldn't work for someone until I've done that training.
There's people in the chat. I've ignored the chat. I've just realised. So who did I say hello to?
I can see it now, actually, I think.
Oh, can you see it?
Yeah.
Danny Bradshaw, hello. I haven't seen your name for a while. Hi, Tap Peddler, that's Derek. Hi, Bad Biscuit, that's Lex. What's Mark's work?
I work at like a hardware store.
Yeah, it works at a hardware store.
To make it simple, I work in a hardware store.
I was going to say he won't tell me where he works. It's not. It's not even an internet thing. It's just.
I wouldn't even tell him where he lives. Where I live.
He won't tell me where he lives or where he works. So.
I live like 2 minutes down the road from him.
I see.
So if anyone's interested in, I was talking about 3D printing last time. If anyone's interested, I've been printing things.
Oh yeah. Oh, is that? Have you done that?
Yeah, I've printed that. So that's like really. It's supposed to only be about that big, and I printed it that big. Yes, I am. It's my midlife crisis. So some people take it cold
because you've sent me videos of the
yeah.
That's it at the back.
Yeah. So I had so my computer crisis this week has basically been that none of the computers that I've got will actually do what I need them to do. So I needed I had the legs for that are in one piece and they're massive. They wouldn't fit on the printer, and nothing I've got here will run the software that allows me to cut it up into pieces. So I had to basically ask a random dude on Facebook if he'd cut them for me. And he did. Fair play to him.
Really?
Yeah, he did them. Sent them back. He did like loads of different versions of it as well. He did them. So he did them like where he just cut it, so it was just a slice. And then he did one where he put like a ball socket in it. So he said it was easier to put the two together. This is really good. Some people are just really friendly. You know what I mean? Really friendly.
Didn't charge you anything or anything?
No.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll come back with a $5.
Yeah, probably. Not off me though, because none of my software, none of my computers are any good at all. So I'm using a Chromebook.
Lex has asked how much was your 3D printer? Probably won't tell you.
£150, but it was second hand, and it's an Ender 3 Pro. If anyone's interested, I always say to people, I had a couple of friends ask about buying one, and I always say to them, buy something with an actual name that you recognise. Ender 3 is it's creative. Ender 3, they're quite common, but they've got good support networks. Whereas one mate of mine has just bought a really cheap Chinese one, and it's set on fire. Don't buy cheap Chinese ones. You just end up spending more money replacing all the parts that are crap. So you may as well just keep an eye out for a second-hand one. That's all I did.
What you make on there? Just random shit.
The literally all I'm making so far is that figure. It was going constantly for over a week, so I just left it. Really, I've had them files for a few days, but I just thought I'm going to leave it for a bit because it makes quite a lot of noise. Really, well, I say quite a lot. It's you'd hear it when you're in bed and it's running for 2 days and it's going constantly. It can get a bit annoying.
So do you just leave it running?
Yeah. So my mate of mine who bought the Chinese one, he was like, "What? You leave it running overnight? Are you scared?"
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And I went, "Mate, this one's it's not a cheap one. If I bought a really cheap, crappy one, then I wouldn't leave it running overnight. I wouldn't leave it running if I wasn't in the house."
Lex has asked a geeky question: how dense is the plastic?
Well, you can ask it questions, but I don't think you get much of an answer out of it. It's PLA plastic, so it's you can make you've got loads of different plastics you can use. The one I use is PLA, and it's one of the easiest ones to print with. It's the one that usually works most of the time, and it's made from a biodegradable, recyclable material. So it's kind to the earth. You can put it in the ground, and it'll flowers will grow out of it, and everything's brilliant. Not really, I'm just joking. If you stuff it down the throat of a baby seal, it still kills the baby seal.
Wow. Mark's something to change the world. What the hell?
Heal the world. You can get you got ABS, which is it's like Lego, like the plastic that Lego is made out of, but it's really awkward to print with. You've got to control the heat in the environment, and it's just I ain't interested. Whereas PLA is it's a standard material that you can print toys with and stuff like that. Kids can chew it and they're not going to die, kind of a thing.
Well, Well,
Yeah, get on it, mate. Get on it. I was watching some videos of some guys who have got print farms. So there's one guy who's got like 50 machines, and he literally just has them going constantly. And he designs like I haven't watched it, but he designs like Star Wars and Mandalorian helmets and stuff like that. Prints them out and then just sells them.
I was going to say, and it's
Because I think a lot of people, like I when I'm printing that, no one's done that figure at that scale. And I've had quite a lot of people asking me if I'd print stuff for them. I'm like,
is it solid?
no, it's got like you can't really see though because it's closed. No, you're not gonna be able to see. You can't really see very well. So like, because that's the underside, it hasn't really closed it off properly. So like the lines and stuff.
Yeah,
So
I can see.
like the outside has got like a shell, and then the inside, to save material, you want to try and fill the inside as little as humanly possible. So this is the thing filled at like 5%. So it's really light, it doesn't really weigh anything. It forms. I've got it doing like a grid, like a lines inside. There's loads of different infill patterns you can use, but some of them take longer to print than others.
So I'm missing chat again. The chat's just going. Oh, hello, Emily. I'll get back to you on that Liam thing, Emily. I think it said something about EHCP. It's just Emily and Lex talking about ASMR. I don't know what that is, but
It's when you get like someone doing
and
something.
when you go,
like on a keyboard. Yeah. Someone taking a dump and it's literally just the sound of them hitting the splash in the water.
I've seen the videos. There's this girl. She just kind of just next thing.
Yeah, you get a lot of women doing it. Just you get some weird men out there who like it.
It is very strange. Oh, J-Lo, the original. Hello, Jackie. She lives down Bushbury near us, Mark.
Good old Busho.
Bushbury.
Bushbury.
She's
probably warming her hands on a car that's on fire in the street.
Lex is asking, can you print your... I didn't just get what he was saying.
Good old Busho.
Oh, should I tell you what? And I have it. And Jackie's probably part of the group. There's a group on Facebook, Bushbury Ford Houses, Lowell.
Yeah, I think Steph's on that. I'm not on that.
Yeah, it's an eye opener. Lex said, "Can you print your own head?" Oh,
you could.
What's that?
There's a company that does. They do 3D scans of people, and then they'll print you out as like a little figure.
Yeah, I'd love that.
You can get them like you can get it where it's actually packaged, so you look like an action hero and stuff.
Oh, I've seen there's a guy a guy who I used to know from a local pub near me. He's a pro wrestler now. Or not, I say he's a pro wrestler. He's one of the guys who goes around the working men's club in the Wolverhampton area and does pro wrestling. And he's got a figure of himself. He's got that must be something like that.
So that J-Lo, the original, and they're saying not Lowell.
Not Lowell, yeah.
Not far off though, is it?
It's not far off. Like, no offense. Like I call myself, like I say my area is Copper Beaches. But to be fair, my address
Copper
says
Beaches.
Paulins Park.
You've got basically a wall between you and Lowell. So
yeah, it's basically.
I've got a park between me and Bushbury.
Yeah. But yeah, the thing is with Bushbury and Lowell, I'm sorry, there's only really that big island in the middle that separates them.
I get confused. I don't even know where the line's drawn.
I don't either. But in my head, I go Lowell. Lowell's like starts. You know where the fire station is in Fallings Park?
Yeah.
So I'd say it starts there. Even though that's Fallings Park up until you get to First Avenue. And then I'd say from there to the island is Lowell. And then anything beyond that is Bushbury.
I think the way to figure it out is if you see a car on fire and it's about 10 years old, you're in Bushbury. If you see a car on fire and it's about 20 years old, you're probably in Lowell.
Yeah, it's probably how you match it, yeah.
If it's an Allegro from the 80s or a Capri.
Oh, flat roof. Yeah, Alexa said flat roof pubs. Yeah, that's the working men's club. It's it's
They're
really
not
bad. They're like,
There's none of them
I
left
haven't been
anymore.
to
They're all
any of these
crack dens.
wrestling events. What was that?
They're all crack dens now. They're not pubs anymore.
Oh yeah, most of them. Yeah.
All gone.
There's the guy who does it, like, they don't do it in a wrestling ring. It's like in a boxing ring. It's not very big. I've never been to one, but yeah, you know the best. Hi, Jason Entwistle, over here, mate.
So if you put your address on your CV, it gets chucked in the bin. Yeah, I can say, but I don't put my address on a CV, and I learnt that lesson because there was it was quite a few years ago now. I used to put everything on my CV, so it'd be my address, phone numbers, emails, everything. And then there was this con going around where a company you'd apply for a job, and then they'd send you back saying, right, we're interested in having you, but we need to have some more details. And they'd send you like a form to fill in, and it'd have like bank details on there and all your everything, like everything. But I suppose if you're desperate and you're not really thinking, you just go off.
Yeah, you wouldn't, to be
fair. I'm not getting a job here, so I'm just going to give him everything. But he tried to do it over the phone with me, which is a bit of a mistake. He said, I just need to confirm who you are. I need like your bank details. And I went, mate, I ain't giving my bank details out over the phone. And he was like, okay, I'll send you a form through. Waited a couple of days for this form, nothing happened. I called the company that he was saying he was, which was some kind of haulage company. And they said, oh, it's a thing going around. Someone's using our company name to try and get people to give them all their details. And then what they were doing, they were using those details to buy stock, having it shipped to that person's house, and then contacting that person and saying, there's been a bit of a clerical error. Can we come and collect the stuff and we'll backs transfer you some money to pay for it? I don't know what's happened. And stupidly, people were like letting them come round and pick up all the stuff, and then they'd never hear from them again. So they're buying like pallet loads of phones and stuff like that.
Jeez.
And it was all over. It was in the Express and Star at one point, but that's basically why I now don't put my address. I just put Wolverhampton. I don't put the actual like postcodes or anything. So it's got Wolverhampton, and then my phone number and my email. That's it.
So I can't remember the last time I give my CV to anyone. It's got to be over. I was working at that place for how many years? So.
Yeah. I update my CV quite a lot.
Yeah,
I like adding things on there. I've got some floristry stuff on there.
Oh yeah. I'm telling you, you and Missy should do that.
She's doing it. She's doing actually really well. She's doing really, really well. Yeah.
Okay.
I think because some of the florist places are closed, I think she's picking up some of their work. And I think it's like that snowball effect, isn't it? The more and more people you sell, you do the flowers to fall, the more people hear about your name. And then rather than going to a shop, they'll go to you.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Because they'll go to her and they'll say, I want to spend X amount of money, what can you do? Whereas if you went to a flower shop, they'd say, no, you've got to spend X, Y, or Z. We're not doing anything on the screen. And then like a lot of them like, she'll be answering a phone, like last night I had to say to her, just put your phone down, stop it, because it's 10:15. And she's still on her phone, like answering stuff. Like, I'm sorry, nobody else would do that. You know, you wouldn't message a shop at 10:15 and expect a response.
9 till 5 out there.
So you get like that extra customer service kind of a thing. But
yeah.
I think that's the way it's going to go, really. I've said this loads of times, haven't I? Mr. Baker, Mr. Butcher. But I think that's where it'll be. Everyone will just be working from home. Raising the kids. Trying to do a full-time job.
So what you're saying there, Jackie, about but if you put Lowell on your CV, I remember my mates used to, I've never lived in Heathtown, but my mates used to not put Heathtown down on their CV because they wouldn't hear anything back if you put Heathtown on there, which is another area of Wolverhampton if nobody knows. But yeah, if you put Heathtown down on there, nobody would get back to you.
I don't think there's many areas in Wolverhampton where you can say, I live there, it's great. When you got probably got Codsall. That's probably the one because it's like right on the fringe. It's right out there. Like you can't walk to Codsall. Purton, maybe.
Codsall's a bit of a way off, ain't it? And there's big roads between Wolverhampton and Codsall.
They've got a good it's like a moat. They've got a good moat system.
They've definitely put fields and areas between here and Codsall.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you can even walk to Codsall. Like, you could probably find a long way to walk.
I used to work by Codsall, and I used to have to walk. Yeah, it is far though. You wouldn't want to do it like even to the even like I suppose Penn's probably the closest. Or no, 4 days is Penderford. That's what I'm after. Penderford. That's the closest to it, I think, but it's still a walk.
Yeah. And I know there's one big road. There's one pretty straight road to Codsall, which is pretty easy to do, but you can't walk down there. It's all through country lanes and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. You two are not promoting Wolves very well. Wolves, it's all right. They've got some nice buildings in the middle.
I'd rather live here than Birmingham.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not terrible. The town centre is rubbish. Like you'd never go in the town centre for anything. There's nothing there. No.
I like it. It's full of charity shops.
Yeah. It's just full of charity shops. Yeah.
The more charity shops that pop up there, the better.
Going
around the Midlands though, going and looking at different. There's only really Stowbridge that I go to where I go. Stowbridge is all right, but good lord, when you get to West Brom and Wednesbury, I mean, West Brom.
I haven't been there.
I don't know. It's because
ages.
What's that?
I haven't been there in ages. West Brom.
It ain't changed. I've never really been to West Brom, but my God. I mean, you think Wolverhampton's a crap hole. I love Wolves as it gave me sanctuary 27 years ago. Yeah, I don't mind Wolves. I don't mind it.
I don't hammer it like it's not the worst. It's not the best.
I think everyone says that about where they live down there. It's a crap hole.
Yeah, everyone would moan, have a good moan about their place, but it's not awful. As I said, I'd rather live here than Birmingham. There's no way I'd want to live in Birmingham.
I think Birmingham's just too big.
It's an alphabet.
Look, I could probably say I've been to every area of Wolverhampton. I'd probably say I've been to every area of Wolverhampton. I don't think there's any place in Wolverhampton I've been to. If you speak to Pete, and he hasn't been to every place in Birmingham, he doesn't know what certain areas of Birmingham are like and stuff like that. It's just way too big.
I've drove around Birmingham, so I know. I mean, don't ask me questions because I'm no good with road names, but I've been to most of the areas of Birmingham. But you know, you got like Selly Oak and stuff like that, and Kings Norton. Is it Kings Norton?
That's where.
Yeah, that's the.
He doesn't live there now. He used to live
well-to-do areas. But the problem is to get to them areas, you've got to go through some crap areas. Take to me. I'd like countryside and fields and just nothing.
So we were talking about it the other day about like if you had a chance to move, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen while our kids are young. Maybe when they're older or whatever. Like maybe when we're in our 50s or 60s. But it's definitely something that I'll look at and I go, I don't want to die in Wolverhampton.
No, I've been trying to get out of Wolverhampton for ages. I mean, it is what it is at the minute. I've got this house and then I'm here for another year at least. And then I'll sell this and have a look around. Steph's always on Rightmove. She's constantly on Rightmove. She's always, I think,
there, but it's more for decoration. She wants to see what other people's houses look like. She's got no intentions of moving.
This house, it's not an expensive house, but we don't need anything really this big. I got my little man room.
Wish I had a man. Well, I've got a man loft. It's freaking freezing now. It's way too cold. So I go up there today. It's just
got all my little spray cans. I got all my Nerf guns.
Oh yeah, you got Nerf guns there. Oh dear.
I'm such a child.
In the summer, I'll get some from the car in the summer. Hi Kirsten, hope you're doing well, Kirsten. I'll be okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll have to get some of them in the summer. No, I don't know. Well, I suppose there's no. Well, I don't know about the rules right now, but there's no problem playing Nerf at social distance, is there?
I don't think there is. I mean, you know, you could stick the Nerf darts up your nose and then shoot them at someone, I suppose.
Oh God,
Lick
that's
the
like
Nerf. Lick the
that's
Nerf
like
rings.
ultra Nerf, ain't it? Ultra Nerf, COVID Nerf.
I ain't going outside in this cold. You know, my arthritis. That ain't happening.
I've got to take the kids out today. I know they're going to do my head in. It's proper snow there, so
Yeah, it's pretty bad here. You can't see the. You know, it's snowed when you can't see the gap between the path and the road.
well, apparently, Lex has just said it. Have you got snow there? Yeah, it proper come down today. This morning, it's meant to be snowing until 6 o'clock. Apparently,
It's really crap snow in it though, because it's not like it looks more like rain, just moving really slowly. It's not like.
so I'm hoping it clears up by tomorrow, but I don't think it will.
It snowed Saturday, but literally, it was with massive. Did you have that? Did you have massive like bricks of snow come down, and then it just cleared like almost instantly?
Yeah. Give me a second. I've just got to get something for Liam.
Pressure's on.
Yeah, mate.
Do a little dance, keep you all entertained.
Oh, okay. Oh, then. So I had to get some figure for Liam.
Kids, eh?
Yeah, he's on me about these videos now. Like I don't know. Some of it's like, oh, I like the fact that he can like watch like little videos where we've been on holiday and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then he'll like come up to me and he'll like go, "Daddy said lose his shit." Because he see me say it on a video, and I'm like, "Oh, for God's sake!" So now I've had to like watch what I say on the videos. But he'll just constantly like, "Daddy, look," and it's just constantly lose his shit, lose his shit.
He's one of the little setting boxes. Just presses it. It's Daddy's little lose his shit.
And his little swearing figure,
Yeah.
lose his shit.
Summer's getting a bit more talky.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I swear I hear her swearing. I could have sworn I heard her say piss the other day. It's pretty amazing.
Our problem is, like, you have to get to all these consultant meetings and stuff like that, and I'm like, God's sake, don't say anything in front of them. Please don't say anything.
It's a good excuse, though, isn't it? Really, like, oh well, you know, he's picking bits up. I don't want to shout at him because you know he's got to. I don't want to try and restrict him.
There was one we went to, and I was like, they were like asking him about like his autism and stuff like that, and I was like, yeah, well, he does a lot of repeating. He repeats a lot of what we say and stuff like that. And then he like went, the lady said, right, we're in like a soft play while we're having this meeting, and she like goes, right, okay, Liam, well, we're going to be done in 5 minutes. And like he turned around and went, "You're doing my nutting, you am. You're doing my nutting." And I was like, just looking at it, I was like, oh, I don't know where he's got that from. I don't know. I got a clue. Don't know where he's got that from.
She's basically, Summer just wants to pick up or grab everything that she's not supposed to. And she's some kind of like master lockpick, because it doesn't matter what kind of mechanism you put on a door, she'll figure out how to open it or to rip it off. So got like all them little child-proof locks on all the cabinets downstairs, and she just, whatever she can't like grab and actually open, she'll just rip it off. You just be sitting down, and all of a sudden you'd take your eye off her for 2 seconds. She's run into the kitchen and she's got like glass pots and pans and she's juggling with them. Look at me, Daddy. It's like, no. She's mad. I think for men though, I think they get a little bit more interesting as they get a little bit older. You know, I caught her the other day and she was putting Lego Duplo bricks together, and I'm thinking,
Yes,
excellent. Not long now. I could
Not
start
long
buying
until
Lego.
we make you an engineer.
I could start buying the Lego City sets and Lego Technic. That'd be the worst thing ever.
Lexi's saying entertain us. I don't know what you want us to do. I'm just having a chat.
Well, we've been entertaining right now, I think. So
Yeah, I don't get any more. Have you ever watched Drinking with Andrew? Mark wouldn't know. Watch Drinking with Andrew. It's more entertaining than Drinking with Andrew. No offense, Andrew, if you much.
well, I ain't had a drink. I ain't had a drink all year this year so far.
I had a drink over Christmas.
Yeah, I did have a Christmas.
I think I probably went into 2021, but I haven't had a drink for a while. I can't with eBay. If I drink with eBay, I'll get nothing done. I get absolutely nothing done.
You get nothing done.
I work a lot, Mark. I do a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I list and I take photos.
I've got the listing, mate. I mean, you have to like put a keyword in, and then and then the worst thing, if nobody's uploaded something similar, oh god, you've got to write the entire thing out.
Yeah,
right. The research, mate. I mean, it takes like,
You don't know. You don't know, Mark. That's the thing. You don't know.
I used to sell on eBay, mate. Not as a professional.
What, you used to do stuff on eBay?
I used to sell. I had like a pretty decent eBay. It's over 1,000 feedback. For somebody who's just selling their own bits and pieces, it wasn't that bad.
I don't even know what mine's on there. I remember people accused me when I first started doing YouTube that they were like, "You've been doing eBay for years," and I'm sure that because my number on my thing, it's like 2,500 and something now, and like people accuse me like, you've been doing it for years," and then I'm sure after like watching a few videos, they went, "Oh no, he hasn't."
I think that when it first started, I don't think it doesn't. I don't know if it still does actually. It separates like if you're buying something or selling something. So it used to just get feedback regardless. So if you were buying something and you got feedback, it just add to your thing. Whereas I think if you're selling something, you know what I mean? Like it's just because you've bought something.
Yeah.
You're not really. You get what I mean? Like you're not selling anything, so it's not like something you've done. All I've done if I've bought something is click a button.
Yeah, like we can't leave negative feedback to buyers, which I find annoying.
Stupid. I think my frustrations with eBay go really far and deep, and that's why I just don't use them if I can help it. And if I do use them, it's for something that I can't post, and someone's got to actually come and pick it up. I can't stand eBay.
I had one the other day. I had a dress that I sold, and I mean, I'd inspected the dress. The dress was fine. Sent it out. What's that? I didn't put it on. Nah, it wouldn't fit me. It was like I think I'm about a size 16. And this was a size 12.
He thinks it's a size 16.
I think I'm bigger than size 16.
I think I'm a size 16.
I think I'm a size 16, and my ass looks good in a nice tight dress. But yeah, went out, blah blah, and I had no contact from the person. Negative feedback the next day, and I was like, "What the hell?" And looked at the comment. They said, "Hole in the sleeve" or something. For me, there was no hole in the sleeve. I didn't see a hole in the sleeve. So like, I messaged the lady, like, because when you talk to eBay, the first thing they always say is, "Can you talk to the person to try and get them to change their mind?" Because they won't just, unless it's something where they've threatened to leave you negative feedback, or what they've put in the feedback is like blatant lie, if you know what I mean. They haven't received it or something like that. So they turned around and like said, "There's a hole." So I said, "Can you please send me a photo of this hole? Or send me a photo." Yeah, good morning. Can you please send me a photo of your hole?
That's what she said.
And she sent me a photo of just her in the dress, like her wearing the dress with her face cut off. And like I was like, "Well, that's lovely. I'm glad you're enjoying the dress." But is there any chance you can send me a photo of the hole that you've complained? And like she replied with, "Well, to be fair, you can't really see the hole." She went, "I'm not surprised that you couldn't see it, but it's just one of those, isn't it?" And then she sent me like a picture of where she'd put a little stitch in, and I think because it was wool, it was like a really tiny hole. You could see where she put the stitch, and I said, "Well, I can see there's a hole. I'll give you some money back." And then she just wouldn't. She wouldn't reply. It was just like no, like kind of like an F you kind of thing. I want to leave you negative feedback. Ha ha ha! And you can't leave them negative feedback. It's like you. Ugh.
Yeah.
It was just the thing, sending me a picture. Well, because I said you can send it back if you want. You can return it if there's a hole. And she was like, "No, I need this dress. I haven't got anything for this season or whatever."
No, I think the last thing I sent out on eBay was a mobile phone. So I bought this phone, and it was broke when I had it. Long story short, I just thought, you know what, I'm having to clear out. I'm just going to get rid of it. And I wrote in the description what phone it was. Damaged, doesn't work, not repairable. Like, you cannot repair this. There was something wrong with the actual motherboard on the phone. It wasn't like something where you could just change the screen and it worked. I put not fixable, for parts only. Everything on it was fine. There was nothing broke on it. Like, the actual screen wasn't shattered. The case was fine. You could reuse bits like that. Basically said, like, I'm not going to accept refunds if you say it's broken or damaged, because it is broken and damaged. And sent it off. The guy had it, and the first thing he sent back to me was, "I can't fix it." And I was like, "Yeah, you can't fix it." It was like, "I've tried doing this, and I've tried booting this, and I've tried like doing this and that and this." And I was like, "Mate, all I do is change the odd phone screen. I'm not a technician. I've actually put in the description of this. It's a common fault with this phone, where basically they get too hot and they just shut down and never boot back up again." And I was like, "The phone's knackered. You could use it for parts." Long story short, he ended up with a phone and his money back.
Did you have to pay?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot. It was only like £15. But I thought, after that, you know what? I ain't doing this again, because I'm £15 down. I was just having a bit of a clear out. You know what I mean? If I was a business and I was doing electronics and I was doing stuff like that, I'd lose my shit, because I was just getting really angry, because I thought, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
I've told you this phone is broke, and because you're a muppet and you think you can fix phones. So there's a lot of people out there who think they can fix phones. The reality is, if you can't like do micro soldering, if you can't, if your idea of fixing a phone is like changing the front digitizer on a phone because the glass is broke, you ain't a phone fixer. You've got to be able to like take the glass off and replace the glass. You've got to have all them little machines that suck the air out. You've got to have, if you ain't got a big giant microscope on your desk, so you can see.
You can't mend a phone.
Yeah, you can't. You ain't mending phones, mate. You're just changing the odd part. Yeah, it does, mate. Oh, I tried booting it and it wouldn't boot. Yeah, mate. It's the motherboard's gone. Like, it's fried. I'm getting wound up now.
It's like, those PC parts you gave me.
Yeah, you know what? I'm kicking myself now. I have got, I've told you about my computer problem.
Yeah.
And those bits would have just saved me. There was 3 computers there. 3. Yeah.
Well, the person who I sold it to, I can't remember how much I sold it for. It wasn't that much.
No, it's really old tech. Like, it's not worth a lot of money, but like, the place I work for now have given me a computer, and it's not terrible. It's old, but the problem is like, I've got an old laptop. An old laptop compared to an old like PC Terra, the laptop's always going to lose, because the laptops are always underpowered anyway.
Yeah.
So, and you can always do stuff with a Terra. You can add things in, you can change stuff to a degree. Yeah. I can't stand eBay. I had one as well where I used to sell like a lot of Vespa parts, and I sold a Vespa engine. It was a full engine, and it was doing really, really well. it was an expensive engine, and I was getting more than what I paid for it on the bids. And then it was just all of a sudden it was taken off. And I was like, was it taken off? And then I'd put in the description, I've got this listed somewhere else as well. So if somebody else asked me to buy it, then they're having it. And they said it has to be available.
Oh, is that what you put in the description?
Yeah, for all time. But this was way before that was a thing. Like, you would literally, my argument with the eBay email bot was, okay, I'm going to go through all of the listings and I will flag every single one that's that. And mate, you will not have any listings on eBay because every single one of them in the car thing, like car parts, engines, and things like that, every single one had it on.
But the problem is the AI wouldn't have a problem with that. It'd just go through it. It's not like it's going to sit there and say, "Oh, what a prick! He's come through all these listings."
Yeah, the thing is, I reckon that was somebody flagging that because there was another engine on there at the same time, and it was going to end after mine, and it wasn't doing as well. So I think that guy probably flagged mine. So I'd get bumped. So then his engine would sell better. Because then his engine suddenly did a lot better than what it was.
Yep.
Illuminati, mate.
So you paused a bit then.
Illuminati.
I was going to message you the other day. You know, you're sending all these links all the time. There was. I nearly sent you a link. There was one. And I remember you introducing me to the episode on Black Mirror, where there's the episode where you can, basically if your partner dies, you can regenerate them with their social media.
All that.
Have you seen that that's actually coming out now?
Yeah.
That they're actually thinking about doing that.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? I'm sure there's a thing. I don't know whether it's a Chinese thing where they've got. It's really basic. It's not high level or anything, but they've got some. They have like their. I don't think they bury people. They cremate a lot of them because there's just too many Chinese people and not enough burial places.
Yeah.
And they had like a thing where you could have like a little screen and like an animated like version of the person that had been there. So I think they've had that for quite a while, but I don't know whether that was just.
So you have like a little emoji, like a little Tamagotchi.
Yeah, you could like, let's say like really basic things. You couldn't really have a conversation with them, but it was just like an avatar of them, kind of a thing.
I think I aid, by the way. Lex, I think it is. Be right back. The actor's in. He's in quite a few things now.
He's in Star Wars.
He's in Star Wars. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking. That's the. So I've been going through the series of Black Mirror at the minute, and that 50 million merits or something?
I don't know the name. 15
million merits or 50 million merits is in that season. It's just absolutely amazing. Basically, a guy who's living in a box, and then he has to cycle all the time.
Oh, he puts a knife to his throat.
He puts the knife to his throat. Yeah, it's brilliant. Brilliant episode. That is.
Huh? Just got to get some trousers. Wait a minute.
You've got to get some trousers.
Get some trousers.
Okay. I didn't realise you didn't have any trousers on. 50 million merits, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it's brilliant. I've been going through the episodes. What episode? I just watched the Waldo, which is all right, where the cartoon character runs for office. But tell you what, sorry, I'm talking to the chat. That there's an episode called Waldo, where he's like an animated character. And like he takes over the world at the end or something. That makes me think of Trump.
Well, it's the entire American system.
Yeah, because it's basically
system as well.
Yeah, the Trump bear. Yeah, it's basically the same kind of thing.
I don't really get involved in politics because I think it's all just pointless.
It is pointless.
It
is pointless. But I watched that episode going, "Wow, this is kind of like Trump." This is kind of like what happened with Trump.
That little puppet in there, and then the puppet does what they tell him to.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
They're either blue or red, but the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter what side they're on; they're all the same side.
Yeah, it's all the same kind of puppet.
Yeah.
Yeah, either side. It doesn't have to be Trump. It's the same thing with Biden or whoever gets in.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, when you actually like properly look at it, you know, I mean, again, I'm not into politics or anything else like that, but when you actually look at it, like, does it really matter what side is in?
Not really.
No, not really.
But,
I mean,
I was thinking when they're on about like now Trump's gone, and it's like, well, he only really had 4 years, and anything that he did was literally undone the day after he's no longer in power. So it just shows it's like nothing really changes. What can you do in 4 years? What can you do in 8 years, really?
And the thing is as well, all the money that would have been spent putting his stuff into practice is now going to be undone. So that's more money that's now going to be spent to undo it. And I remember that Obamacare. I don't know the ins and outs of it. They were basically trying to replicate like the NHS.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
But it was this thing called Obamacare, and all that happened when Trump came in, they just renamed things. They didn't really change anything. They just renamed stuff so it wasn't Obamacare.
Yeah,
that's all they do. They don't. They're not doing anything like. It's not doing anything new. They're not changing anything. They're just like driftwood. They just move down the tide, and you know what I mean. Like they just change their opinion based on what they feel will help them get into power, and then once they're in power, they just do what they would have done, like everyone else would have done anyway.
Sorry, I've just seen next one. Hey Steve, your chat ain't working. Yeah, I can see. All I can see chat from you, Lex. It's gone, be right back, is the episode 50 million merits, Trump bear, lol. And he's saying chat ain't working. So I think I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh no! I was auctioning on something, it's just ending, I've lost.
Oh, I sniped something the other day.
Motherfuckers. All the chat on YouTube is effed up today. It has been weird. It's weird where the whole, other people can't see it properly. Ah, right. Sorry.
That's our fault. We didn't. That's our bad coding, those.
Yeah, it's bad coding. Bad YouTube coding.
Bad coding. It's Matrix. The Matrix is broke.
God, that Matrix. I'm still convinced. I'm starting to really feel like we are in some kind of Matrix. I really am.
Oh, mate. So what
are you my Morpheus?
Morpheus. No, that would be some kind of cultural appropriation. I won't be able to do that. Anything, you're my Morpheus.
Good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah. You're closer to Morpheus than where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm more like Trinity. Oh no! Wait a minute. That's
no, you can't.
I can't be Trinity.
Get us in trouble. Love of God.
Oh. God,
I think Neo is a cis white male, so that's you.
It's toxic as well. Right? It's
toxic.
Toxic white male. He's trying to free people. I mean, how dare he? How dare he? What's he going to do? Free them with his penis? Yeah.
Gonna free them with his penis. White male.
Oh yeah, has to be a man that's the savior, doesn't it?
Yeah, has to be the man that saves the world with his penis.
Oh, have you seen this thing about James Bond? Oh, yeah, they've got a female James Bond.
Yeah, they're on about it.
No, it's happening.
They can't do a female James Bond. That's just ridiculous.
It was shocking. You can't have a female. I don't care. And I saw this thing the other day, and it just wound me right the way up. They were on about Indiana Jones. They were saying it's about time we had a female Indiana Jones, and I was like, Lara Croft. No one remember Lara Croft. No. Like instead of, this is the thing that, okay, I get women want to be in stuff, but instead of taking over parts that already exist, make your own. Like Lara Croft being the prime example. People moaning that there's no female Indiana Jones. There is. She's called Lara Croft, and she has her own universe that she is in charge of. Like I'm
trying to think of the female equivalent of James Bond. There's got to be one. There's got to be a film.
Yeah, there's
There's gotta
definitely. I mean, let's think. But there's been a few. There's been a few action films that have been like spy films. But the thing is, like 007's been going for such a long time, you can't really compare it to anything that actually exists. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, what was that? Atomic Blonde. So like people like Jason Bourne, you had like the Atomic Blonde. I think
Mm.
that what's her name in that now? But yeah, there's films where you've got a female lead as the action star. Don't turn a franchise into that. Make a franchise. Don't be lazy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. It doesn't really. I don't get it.
So I don't watch.
Peggy Carter from Marvel. Yeah. Bridget Jones. Yeah. No, I think that
Right,
might be. Yeah.
it's a 007.
So, Kirsten, I can't. Where you put Lex told me to say that, I can't see what you originally said. There must be something wrong with the chat because I can't see what you originally said. Yeah, there's loads. Look,
It's like,
I haven't watched it because I know I can't watch it, but they did like a female Ghostbusters, didn't they? Which is
yeah,
meant to be just
why?
awful.
Why?
I
I don't
haven't
get.
watched it, but it's meant to be awful.
Okay, if you want to make a Ghostbusters film, make a new one. Like make it fresh. Make it like okay. You don't, why do you have to have an all female cast? Like if you okay, the children of the Ghostbusters. You know
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
Ghostbusters
know.
kids. I mean, let's face it. All the people who are in the original film are either dead or they're in the 60s or 70s. So
Yeah.
it's naturally that their kids are probably going to take over their business. So have a mix of their kids. Why do you have to? Why do you have to just blank out the original film and then say, right, we're going to do the original film with an all-female cast? It's empowering. No, it's shit. Just if you want to continue a franchise, don't kill the old one. It's like all of a sudden, okay, could you imagine a female RoboCop? Why? Why? Okay, you say, okay, imagine a female RoboCop. I don't have to because there's a thing called Battle Angel, so
Mhm.
I don't have to. There's a franchise already that has a female cyborg lead. It's called Battle Angel. You don't need to take over a
I don't
franchise.
know what Battle Angel is, to be fair.
I've never actually watched it. I've watched snippets of it because it's
Yeah.
not really. It was. I think it was a Steven Spielberg film or something. I'm not really a Steven Spielberg fan, so I've watched bits of it. It's like a cyberpunk thing, and I watched some clips.
Kirsten wouldn't call me that word. I know she wouldn't. Female RoboCop is a femibot, surely.
See, but that's the thing, though. So you instantly go to that. Like, oh, wouldn't they be some kind of sex toy? No, but what I'm saying is like you've already got franchises that exist. You don't need to take over old franchises. Just make new stuff. All the stuff out there. It's like this. I'm watching this guy now, and he's I don't know why because I don't even watch Doctor Who. But you had that female doctor that took over for.
Oh yeah.
And he's raging about it. He's like, why did you have to do this? There's no need to do it. You could have done a spin-off. You could have changed something. You haven't added anything to the character. You just made the doctor a woman. You haven't done anything other than the fact you're celebrating yourself and the doctor's now a woman. But it's had like massive ratings flops. Like no one's watched it because no one's interested. They just want to be entertained. They don't want to be like, we're amazing because we've got a woman as a doctor. They just want to be entertained. If it was a good story, then fantastic. But apparently the writing on it was utterly crap. I don't watch it.
I haven't watched it.
The same with Star Trek.
Apparently, Kirsten did call me the C word, so thanks, Kirsten. I don't know. I'm just messing around. I think it's because they were saying I can't see the chat. So I think them putting abuse in there.
It's trolling us, mate. Free filter troll. Just troll. Go for it. Janice Bond. Yeah, exactly. Why? Just make another franchise. Don't be lazy. Don't try and graft a name onto something else. If you want to get really funny, just do a 009. 009's, you know what? Because it makes sense. I mean, the women are I think there's 2/3 of the female assassins in the world, or something. I don't even know where I got this from. 2/3 of the female assassins in the world are women. Well, not all the female assassins in the world are going to be women, but what I'm saying is all the assassins in the world, 2/3 of them are women. So it makes sense to have a female James Bond, but it wouldn't be the same kind of film. You wouldn't have like, you know, a woman necessarily beating the crap out of a 6-foot guy, because that just.
Have you watched that BBC series with the female assassin?
Yeah.
I can't think what it's called. Killing Eve. Yeah, it's amazing that is, and she's believable.
Yeah, on the first pass, it was all right, but then if you watch it again, you're like you wouldn't really do that. And I think they made a mistake with that, because originally the books were called Villanelle, but they've made the TV series and they called it Killing Eve. So now, really, can she ever kill Eve?
I said that. I said like it. I don't know if you ever watched Homeland.
No.
Did you ever watch Homeland?
I think I tried watching like the first episode and I just couldn't get into it. Is that the one with Kiefer Sutherland in it or something like that?
No, it's Damian Lewis.
Oh, it's got that blonde Claire Danes, isn't it?
Claire Danes, yeah, the one out of Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Well, basically, I'm not going to give it away just in case anybody ain't seen it. But the first 2 series is about the main guy, and you're really intrigued on what's going to happen with this soldier. I'm not going to even go into why, but you're really intrigued into what's going to happen with this soldier. But it just gets to a point where the whole series is about this soldier.
Yeah, so he ain't going to die.
But they have to in the end.
Yeah. Well, at least they did it.
Completely change. They're complete. I've just spoiled it, but they're completely. You'd have to watch it to understand why he dies. But they have to.
10-year-old spoilers, anyone? 10-year-old.
They have to completely change after that. But after that, it goes absolutely rubbish, because they base the whole series around
him,
this soldier, and then. But it's around this soldier, and eventually it's like there's only so much you can do with this soldier. It's the same with Killing Eve. Same with Lost. Look, I remember we Lost.
I only watched the first 2 seasons, so that I lost interest.
You didn't miss anything.
Like that's the thing with it. The thing is with the Killing Eve, it's a BBC program, and BBC they're okay at starting stuff, but they're terrible at carrying it on. And you can just see, like, because I looked into reading the books, and people were saying the books are a bit rubbish, nothing really to them. But in the books, that Eve was a lot more. There was a lot more about her. She was a lot smarter than what she is in the TV series. Whereas in the TV series, like if you watch a second watch through, Eve just gets really frustrating because you're thinking, no one would do that. No one would do that. No one would have a reaction. It's like there's bits where like she'll do something spontaneous and like punch someone, and then she's like, oh god, oh no. I'm like, woman, you've put an axe through someone's head like 2 episodes ago. Now you've just pushed something into a bin, and it's like you've just set fire to yourself. It's like, no, you wouldn't have that reaction. It just seems that they're not pushing her character a bit forwards. They're just kind of lingering in safety zone.
Don't watch the second series. Don't watch the second series, because if that bit annoyed you, if you watch the second one, you'll just get even more annoyed.
Watched all the seasons.
What's that?
Killing Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched all of them.
Oh, you've watched the second one?
I've watched all of them. There's 3 seasons.
Is there 3? Oh, okay. Yeah. It's definitely, when you get further on into it, there is a lot of that where you go, why are you doing this? Why are you going there? Why are you talking to her? How many times are you going to bump into her and she doesn't get arrested or taken away? Or
so wait a minute, your job is to hunt down this assassin that's killing her. And instead of doing that, instead of like just arresting her or shooting her, you're gonna have this little bit of a
the amount of opportunities she has to arrest her, and she never does.
It's like, no, I don't want to shoot her. I just want to be a friend. You know, she's had a horrible past. I just want to be a friend. No, just your job is to kill or capture, and you're not doing your job. That's a terrible employee. You know, you can imagine that, like her annual kind of like catch up at the end with her boss. So, how do you think you've done this year?
Well, we've been out for a few dinners, and
we've been out for a few dinners. We've wined and dined. There's a bit where we lay down together. So, wait a minute, you're not making any sense.
I shot her, she shot me.
She shot me. You know, we passed each other in the street a few times. There was a bit where we were going to run away together. It's just dumb. I've just come in from a snowball fight. False myself. It's good fun. Yeah. Were you throwing snowballs out there? Yourself?
Neighbours. It said snowball fight with the neighbours.
Oh, with the no. Okay, I didn't read that bit. I ain't got my glasses on, so I can't
Just
see.
started attacking neighbours by the sounds of it.
Yeah, that's what you do. Don't do that in Bushbury. Throw a snowball, they throw a brick.
It will be Bushbury. No offence. Jackie, if you're watching. Oh,
mate.
Anyway,
I'm
going to have to get off in a minute.
You get off, mate, because I need a wee.
I'm going to have to get off in a bit because I've promised them I'll take them out, so I'm going to have to take them out. And they're actually doing pretty well. I normally give them dinner by now, and I said, could you give me an hour? And I haven't. So I'm starving them at the minute.
It's still snowing as well.
Yeah. It's like slightly just faint. No, for God's sake.
Crappy snow. Not proper snow.
Ugh.
Right. I'm going to have
All
a
right, I'm going to leave you there.
toilet.
Well, thank you very much for watching, peeps.
Thanks. And
Just chatting, catching up.
Catching up.
Chatting, catching up.
Chatting.
What's the shoot? What do the Americans say? Shooting the shit.
Shooting the breeze.
Oh, yeah. Shoot the breeze, whatever. And shooting the shit. So it's shooting the shit. Maybe I've just made that up.
I think you're right. I think it's shooting the breeze.
It's shooting the breeze. Okay. Shooting the breeze.
Google it.
Google it, yeah.
Or duck, go it, which is what I use.
Yeah. I'll let Jeff Bezos.
You already got results.
Does Jeff Bezos on Google? I don't think he does he?
Who?
Jeff Bezos. He don't own Google, does he? He owns Amazon.
I don't know. Who does anyone own?
What's that?
Does anyone own Google anymore?
I don't even know.
Oh, I think we should cut it off now, mate.
Yeah. I'll see you later, peeps. Thank you very much for watching.
Thanks
There'll be something else uploaded at some point.
Probably.
Bye.
Bye.
Look.